about once every couple of weeks.
Oh, very rarely.
Once a month.
About twice a month.
It's every day, really.
Not often enough. Only about once a month.
Oh God, about 3 times a day.
Daily, ma'am.
I did it yesterday.
Hi, I'm Rachel Lacey, and in this episode of MoneyWise, we'll be talking about the biggest personal finance story of the moment, which is the court battle between the OFT and the UK's biggest banks. The OFT says the extortionate charges levied by banks when cheques or standing orders bounce are not only unfair but illegal, and banks have been inundated with claims for refunds by angry consumers. At around £30 a pop, the charges far outweigh the costs incurred by the banks. But just because this long-awaited test case is finally in motion, it doesn't mean this problem is anywhere close to being solved. If it goes to appeal, which let's face it is highly likely, it could drag on into next year. Now, consumer groups are still encouraging us to apply for refunds, even though they'll be a long time coming, and this is good advice. Although banks don't have to refund your cash at the moment, they do at least have to log the details should they be forced to compensate you later on. Now, there's a lot of interesting debate out there on this subject and what it means about the future of banking and whether we'll start having to pay monthly fees for our accounts. But what really annoys me is that nobody's talking about what we can do to prevent being charged in the first place. Whether you go overdrawn once a year or spend months at a time in the red, it's easy to avoid these charges. Just check your bank balance regularly.
I check mine about 3 times a week.
Very good, well done. And you?
Once every 2 weeks.
Every 2 or 3 weeks or so.
Every week?
Every week?
Yeah. Probably about once a month.
Okay, and why is that?
I just can't be bothered.
Every day?
Friday, so because I know I get paid.
Excellent. And how do you check your bank balance?
Cash point.
Okay. And what about going overdrawn? Are you aware of bank charges? Do you know whether you get kind of
Yeah,
stung?
they charge the earth.
They do charge the earth, and what's your view of that? Are they a rip-off?
Yes, rip-off. Big time.
Never.
Never?
No.
Is that because you're so rich, or?
I just have people to check them for me.
Very regularly, probably 2 or 3 times a week.
If you always know what your bank balance is, you'll also know when you're likely to go over your limit. Remember, unauthorised overdrafts are the most expensive way to borrow. While you're at it, you can also find out exactly what your bank's charges are and at what point they kick in. Once you know how much your free bank account costs you, you may feel a little more enthused about checking your balance. That's been it for this episode of MoneyWise. Join us next week when we'll be discussing the latest financial issues affecting us.